So, the rules are always the same, right? As far as these new unified rule sets. Damage is fucking first. Damage is first. If you do more damage than your opponent, everything else doesn't matter. Damage is number one. Now, damage can also mean, getting like a submission that's very close to being finished. But even then, you have to be like, it has to be deathly tight or like near breaking or something like that, so extreme that it clearly outweighs all the damage that was done to you. So you would also probably have to do some damage in that process, because yes, you are damaging joints, you're damaging their cardio, whatever, you're seeking the finish in that. I get it. It's not easy. It's not as easy to quantify. I understand. But when your first scoring criteria is who did more fucking damage, and the person who does more damage isn't rewarded because they're moving backwards, we need to reevaluate this shit again. Sit down with these fucking nincompoops and tell them to look at who's doing more fucking damage. I don't understand why that's not just the number one thing that they're looking for. It's the number one rule set. It's the first part of the judging criteria. It should be everything that they're looking for. Right? Now, if a judge sees that damage is equal, now we can get into effective octagon control, effective aggression, control time, grappling control, all of that stuff. Submission attempts, takedown attempts, all of those things included in effective offense. Okay? When damage is equal or close enough that the damage done from those other things would exceed like a takedown, right? Like, let's say I punch you 10 times, you punch me 8 times with the same amount of force, and then you get a big takedown and slam me down, and then control me on the ground with no additional damage after that. I would say, that slam does enough to outweigh those 2 punches, as long as I wasn't rocking you with them, right? So you win that round, right? But that's still damage, right? It's just a different way to look at it. It's not the traditional kind of kicks and punches or elbows. But it's still included in the damage done to your opponent. And we really, really have a fucking problem. Because not only... when shit like this happens on the same card, right, where a Mackenzie Dern can win a fight, but Peter Yan loses the fight, effectively, I understand one was a 3-round and one was a 5-round, but they lost and won doing the exact same thing, right? One of them lost the first round on the judges' scorecards because the person, even though they were pressuring, they were both pressuring in the first round, but both got outlanded in the first round and outdamaged in the first round, according to the judges. But Jan loses the first round on 2 scorecards, and Dern wins the first round on 2 scorecards. Same night, same octagon, same location, not the same judges. That's the problem. And now you have the implications of that. Because not only do I need to know the rules and the regulations and the judging criteria, I also need to know, how are they are they valuing my pressure tonight? If they're overvaluing pressure, then I'll do pressure. If not, then I'll stay on the outside and pick away at my opponent. It's just unbelievable to me that we're still doing this shit. It really makes me fucking upset because it's in black and white. Everybody has the judging criteria. Just look at it. Who did more damage? If the answer isn't they did equal damage, then you have a fucking definitive winner of that round right there. I don't give a shit who was walking forward. I don't give a shit who was on top. Who did more damage? If the guy on bottom lands a bunch of damage and the guy on top does not, you might not like it, but that's the way it is. He's doing more damage. He's actively trying to finish the fight. All right, that's enough of that. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of talking about this one. It's so fucking frustrating.